our dreams so we can thrive. If not, we'll work on someone else's and then we'll die. So let me introduce myself to you. I am Wanda D. Hollis. Now the D is for Denise, a name given to me by my grandmother. And Wanda was given to me by my great-grandmother. So there you have it, Wanda Denise Hollis. Now some call me Wanda D, and my close friends and family call me WD. But either way, I'm just passing through. You see, I came by to inspire you to live beyond your dreams, to go past the clouds and travel on Mars if that's what you so desire to do. Let me assure you that I truly believe in you. Your visions and hopes are seeds planted in you, put there for a reason, perfectly designed for you. I believe that the universe is simply waiting on you. Let me ask you a question. What are your desires? What is that thing? You know, that thing that burns inside of you. That thing that nags you. What is that dream that used to ride with you? I am here to tell you. I am here to encourage you. I am here to let you know that it's not too late to take that dream off the shelf and give birth and let it kiss the earth and then spread it as though it was a dessert. I am enough. I am enough. And yes, you are enough. You, and you too are enough. Now live knowing and believing that there is nothing, absolutely nothing you can't do. Why? Because together we are more than enough. Hey, it's me, Wanda D, the Motivational Queen. Wait a minute, I need some hand claps or something around here. Wait a minute. Y'all see this fro? Y'all see this fro I'm working with? Now this fro is everything. For y'all, some of you might not know, but my hair grew like wild potatoes overnight. It really did. I kind of untwisted it, and then here we go. So today, joining me on the show, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're watching, I just want to encourage you to please invite people. Tell them that the I Am Enough talk show is on, and we are ready to rock and roll. We got a big show for you tonight. It is going to be jam-packed. This is our Women in Biz week. And we are doing something very, very special. We're talking about the business of being an entrepreneur. And I have some powerhouse players in the building tonight. My co-host is here, Miss Chimia Hill-Burton, author. Woo, woo, woo. We also have our Women in Biz are here, Miss Gerri, and I want us to take a moment and just send some love and vibration out to one of our other Women in Biz, Miss Teasha. She is sick. She wasn't feeling good today. She's over there in Columbus, Georgia, and just send her some love, guys. Please send her some love. If you're on Facebook, throw some hearts up so we know that you're watching. And also, we got a special guest, Miss Tina Bridges is in the building. Hey, now y'all don't know Tina Bridges. And that's her rowdy bunch, Well, let me tell y'all, she runs the ATL, okay? Like, she runs the ATL. And Miss Robin Shockley is in the building. And Robin runs the whole, East Coast. Because every time you look up, she's somewhere and doing it. And so on the go with Robin, she's here today. And we're just going to talk about how to stay inspired with your dreams, how to keep going after what you want to. I said, Tina, I want you to come on the show today because Tina just released this hot stage play. I was out of town. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but it's going to be coming back around December the 20th. So if you're in Atlanta market, please go. She's going to come on and tell y'all about it. But I want her to dig in deep to her story because, see, a lot of times they see us moving and they really don't understand. Hey, love. They really don't understand the position that we have to go through to stay in this lane of being an entrepreneur. So that's why we're going to chop it up. Some of the cast members are here. We're going to introduce you to them. Some of the cast members I know, some of them I'm just now meeting. So we're gonna have a really good time. So I want y'all to do me a favor. If y'all are on any social media platform, just please invite, like, and share. Tell them it's going down. Tell them it's going down right now. And I do want to tell you about some things that we have going on inside of the I Am Enough talk show family. You all may or may not be aware that we started something new on Facebook called the Winning Evening News. And when I tell you that thing has taken off like crazy, my mission is just to keep showcasing people winning, to keep being that push to getting the message out, to tell people that, hey, you know what? Go after them dreams, be boastful about it, talk about it, let everybody know. I see so many people doing amazing things, yet they're just playing it small. I want y'all to stop playing it small. And if y'all don't have the right people around you, just kick them out the circle. If they in there trying to pull you down and they not really there for you, because some people pretend like they there for you, but they really not there for you. So recognize who is real in your life and run with it. Because, my good friend Dominique Mitchell, he always says this, that, God can't trust you with your own if you don't help other people celebrate their success. So we have to learn how to start trusting everybody with when somebody is doing it. It's okay to say, hey, good job. It's okay to really mean it from your heart. And if you not there yet, then we just gonna pray for you. But see, I ain't got no time for the foolishness, and I'll let them know that you could miss me with all that BS, because I'm not here for none of that. I'm only here to bring a positive impact to the world. And for those of you that know me, you may think you know me, but get on the wrong side, and then you'll really find out who I am. I don't do no mess, and if it's messy, I don't want no parts of it. I'm only here to support the winners, and the way I think about this is, everybody's a winner. Some people just haven't woken up to that realization yet. So I want to be the one to help you wake up to that realization. And by doing that, we're putting together another special thing. It's called the Wake Up Winning Virtual Conference. We did this last year. It was amazing. This year, we're coming back to do it again. It's going to kick off January the 5th right here on the I Am Enough talk show. Then we're going to do this virtual conference to where I'm thinking that it's going to take about a week to get done with all of the people that I'm bringing on board. But what it's showcasing is in different niches. See, we got to win in all areas. So if you're not winning in your mental health, then you're not winning. If you're not winning in your finances, then you're not winning. So I'm going to bring you the experts that's going to help us guide us through this thing called life, going to help us get up and really face these challenges head on. So that's what's going to go on. We're going to kick it off right here. That's going to be our New Year's show, which I'm really excited about that. The first of the year, we're kicking that off. So please, please, please look for that, because we're going to be posting it. And then the Winning Evening News that I mentioned before, if you want to be a part of that, all you have to do is send me an email to the Wanda D at IamEnough365.com. That's Wanda D at IamEnough365.com. The other thing that we have going on is I'm running a special on some coaching sessions, and what I'm doing is I have literally chopped this. This is actually, I'm giving this to y'all earlier. I was gonna say this for my what's that called, Good Friday. I was gonna say it for the Good Friday, but I'm gonna do that special for this group right here. Now, if you are an entrepreneur and you just need a little bit of help on putting together maybe a game plan, I'm breaking down the cost, which will be the normal cost is $297. I'll cut that in half. It's $147. And what you're going to get, though, is you're going to get a strategy plan. We're going to do a 30-minute consultation. We're going to do a 30-day. Now, this is a 30-day setup strategy plan, and I'm going to hold you accountable for 4 weeks. So that means you have access, and we're going to talk to you, because what I find is a true coach really wants you to win. A true coach wants to hold you accountable and walk you through the process. See, and it takes time. It really takes, I want to say, a good 8 weeks process, but we can really get this done to where, now, if you're a new baby, I'm not your coach. But if you already, you got your LLC set up, you ready to go, you really got, you got some kind of foresight with where you want to go, then come on with me, because I'm going to hold you accountable, and we're going to get it done, because that's all we want to do, is we just want to get it done. We want to win, right? True. True, true. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna bring up my panel. We're gonna dive in deep to this thing. Like I said, we're gonna talk to Miss Tina Bridges. Her team is here. Some of the cast are here. We're gonna talk to Miss Robin Shockley. She's here, and we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a great time. So, hey, tell all your friends, tell all your family that right now it's time to win, and we about to win on the I Am Enough Talk Show. Take a look to this video, and we'll be right back.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
Believe in
Hey, y'all, we back. We're back. Yes, this is the I Am Enough Talk Show. And I am Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. And to my left and my right are my co-hosts for today. Introduce yourself, co-host.
Hi, I'm Chimia Hill-Burton. I'm the author of Beautiful Queen Hero. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as author Chimia Hill-Burton. And you can find my book, Beautiful Queen Hero, on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Y'all got that?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Hi, I am Gerri-Aldridge, and I am a 21 year.
It didn't work.
Why?
Okay, oh, sorry, Gerri. Gerri, take it from the top, Gerri. Take it from the top.
Okay.
We had to make sure the bell worked.
Hey, my name. Okay, stop.
You know it's live, right?
No. Okay, all right. My name is Gerri-Aldridge, and I am a educator, a author, and my book is called His Grace is Sufficient, and I talk about my journey as a breast cancer survivor, and I encourage you to get it. Even if you're not a survivor, it's a very wonderful piece of work talking about how others have survived domestic abuse, mental illness, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, and
You
she also does event planning.
I sure do.
Okay.
I do event planning. Been in the business of hospitality for the past 13, 14 years.
Okay.
So if you need some help with planning an event, if you need caterers, if you need servers, if you need suggestions on venues to use for a certain event, hit me up. I'm on Facebook, Gerri-Aldridge. I'm also on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. And you can also email me at jerry7328@comcast.net.
Awesome. Yes. She did it. See, we are definitely doing our elevator pitches, and I want to say, like, this is the Women in Biz segment right here. And for all of you watching that don't know, it's very important that we as businesswomen and entrepreneurs, that we're always prepared to talk about our business. You know, always and don't be shy. You know, lay it all on the line. See, when you get on platforms, I tell people, I teach people how to go on to interviews. You might have 1 minute, so you have to know what 1 minute sounds like. You might get 30 minutes, so you need to know what 30 minutes sounds like. So, but always be prepared. That's why they call it an elevator pitch, because when you step in the elevator, you should be able to tell somebody what you do, why you do, and how to get in touch with you right then and there. Okay? That's my tip for today. Yeah. So today's show, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about being an entrepreneur today.
Okay. So y'all ready? And you were supposed to look up the word. What does the word
I sure
mean?
was.
Entrepreneur?
Was I supposed to do that?
You were.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, okay. Well, off the top of my head, I think I remember.
Okay.
It's a French term. Entrepreneur. Okay, and so
Sexy too.
It's very sexy. So that's why, yeah. And that term, yes, and that term came about from the person that actually invented the first automobile. You know, I think his last name was Mercedes.
Okay.
So, but actually, their definition is a high-risk kind of person that takes on a startup business, not knowing where it's going.
Yeah, see there?
Okay? All right?
Class is in session.
All right? Okay. All right. I can break it. I can break it down. I can break it down some more now. I like break it down. Okay. For me, I do. I have more. For me, an entrepreneur may go into a dollar store, get a bucket, a broom, some cleaning supplies, and go out and start knocking on doors. and make maybe $150 that day. For me, that's an entrepreneur, a hustler.
Yes.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you shared with something else with me about pulling up with the car, pulling up and opening up the trunk.
Oh yeah, the neighborhood I came from, full of entrepreneurs. Yeah, we would maybe go to the, I'll give my personal testimony. I would go and buy plants. I'd go to the farm, get the plants, bring them back home, set them up in my apartment, call my friends, make a little food, say food, and they're coming over and they're buying plants. At the end of the night, I might have $500.
Nice.
Yeah. And with maybe a $50 investment. And then
you sell the
a little
plants,
food.
house plants. So somebody asked the question, what kind of plants is these? She didn't say. She just said.
She said plants.
$50
No.
investment.
We got plants.
No. Ferns.
You want your plants?
And they eat. She didn't say what they was eating.
Oh boy.
Brownie's not involved, is it?
No brownies.
No.
No edibles, right? Okay.
No.
No edibles.
Clean business.
Clean business.
Yeah,
Well,
legal.
Legal.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
yeah.
that's from the earth, you
So
know.
that's how I got started with catering and selling. Okay? All right.
All right. So, Miss Chimia,
Yes.
you want to give us your definition?
Oh.
You want to add to that? You want to piggyback off of that?
Piggyback off of it. No, she actually gave a really good definition. She did.
You know, when I met Chimia had she's an author, like she said, and she did her first. She was doing her first networking. What do you call it? Vending.
Yeah, the vending.
She, at our
I was doing
at our
my first
book
vending.
launch.
My first vending
Yeah,
event.
so,
And she
and I
was
had-
my first vending event.
And I had said to her, I said, well, baby, you vend often? She was like, no. I was like, well, you know them books ain't gonna sell themselves.
That's right.
You gotta get out and get these books out of this doggone closet. You know, because that's one thing about it is when you're an author, a lot of times, you know, people get excited about becoming an author, but the work don't get started until you start transferring those books or, you know, whatever into somebody's hand. And then it's like now you're in business because up until then you just publish. So we gotta flip these books over.
It's true.
You know, be like a crackhead selling these books.
So that was my
Like, y'all need some
entrepreneurship.
books.
That was my introduction to it. That was my introduction to it.
So since then, tell them about the show that you did with your authors, with your readers.
Oh, with my fans, yes.
You have fans.
Yes, I have fans. Yes, they're on here now.
Hey fans.
Hey fans. We did from what I was told, this was the first. We did a Q&A for my book, Beautiful and Hero, the unorthodox love story of Carla Nichelle Jacobs and Darius Kenya Phillips. It's a real unorthodox love story about a older woman who falls in love with a much younger man. And we did the Q&A, and I had everybody here from different time points of that. I had someone here who had read the manuscript. It wasn't even out yet. I hadn't even finished it all yet. I had her here. Then I had my first fan. She was my first fan. That would be my first fan. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I had a couple here that were reading the book together.
That's some hot stuff. That's pretty
intimate. They were reading the book together. And then I had another author here that was here. She was here too, Dawn. Yeah, hey Dawn. And she was here because we had done another vending. Event together. Mm-hmm. And she was like, that was the second one I did after you. Mm-hmm. So it was good to see the transition of how I'm growing and see being on the show. I've been on the show many times, and now I'm a co-host. It's a building bridge for me. And I was like, that's, you know, when we talk about entrepreneurship, the network of people help you with that to build into knowing that you are actually in the process of being an actual entrepreneur.
Right, and growing.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
that's
growing.
awesome. So, so we all Lovely here, she gave us that awesome definition and description of what an entrepreneur is. What are some of the issues that you found being an entrepreneur? Because I know you've done several businesses. What are some of the most painful experiences that you've gone through being an entrepreneur?
Okay, getting people to pay the cost, not wanting a discount. Well, I'm your cousin. You're gonna charge me the same thing? Yes. That's my biggest downfall. Even the friends, they'll most of the time make you feel guilty about wanting the full price for an item. Even my books, my girlfriend is like, "Oh, you're not gonna just give me a copy? I thought me and you, I'm like, no, I had to pay for it. But you have to explain to them if you want to spend that time. That
I love Gerri. Gerri, like,
if you
what?
want to.
You want to spend that time?
Yeah, if you want to spend that
time. If you don't, you can just keep it moving.
Yeah, just go on to the
Keep
next
pushing.
one. I am in business. And see, that's when you can use entrepreneurship, business. They can be used interchangeably. However, the business person might go out and just get a McDonald's franchise. Well, they have everything set up.
Right.
So for me, that's easier than starting from scratch, building your brand, learning your buyers, just researching and studying, who needs your product. So the hard part about being an entrepreneur, that's one. And then another hard part is getting the financing and keeping it going. Even when you might have that peak, and then you have that valley. Everything might be going fine. I'd sell pillows. I'm also a seamstress. So I'll make some pillows and I'll put them on Facebook, and most of the time they sell, right away. However, you have to have the threads, you have to have
the investment of making a pillow.
Yeah, you have to have the fabric. So sometimes financing is hardship.
Yeah. So I know a lot of times where some hiccups that I've had, and like you said with the whole people wanting a discount. We had the movie that premiered, and somebody had the audacity to say to me, well, oh, I was coming to the movie. I have to pay to come to the movie. I was like, well, yeah, you got to pay to come to the movie. I mean, the theater is charging. They charging. I don't have a block of tickets. I'm just handing out.
Right.
And the fact that and this is what I say with people supporting you, you'll do better to go out and meet new people. Like meet new people all the time, because if you stay within your circle, you can only filter stuff through your circle so many times anyway. So you have to be constantly expanding your territory. We was in Florida over the weekend, and the event was titled Expanding Your Territory. So it's like, and I remember back when me and Sabrina used to hang out a lot, and we used to do a lot of networking events. This was back about 5-6 years ago. And we would always go outside of the normal places that we usually go to, like take that trip maybe 100 miles away, just to connect with different people. Because as an entrepreneur, you got to be introducing your product to new people all the time, because you can't expect your friends to keep buying the same book, over and over and over again, or same pillows or whatever. So just be mindful of that and put it in your schedule. Like as you choose opportunities, like Chimia said, in meeting new people, choose opportunities that forces you to go into new territories. Be uncomfortable. You have to be, that's one of my tips. As an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to get very uncomfortable. you know, to get very, very, very uncomfortable. You can't just go around the same people that everybody know each other and it's like, hey, family reunion, but you gotta be willing to take that same energy into new places where you don't know anybody, but you still take that energy of, I'm the new person, but I don't feel like I'm the new person. I'm not invisible. Y'all see me. Y'all see me with this big afro.
Yes. What the hell?
A friend of mine is watching this. She said her 15-year-old daughter has just been inspired by y'all, and she now wants to write a book.
Wow, we gotta get you a mic. What, do they have a mic? Oh, you got a mic. Introduce yourself.
Oh, let me say it again. Hi, this is am I on camera?
No, you're not on camera. But
Okay,
you sound.
this mic sounds nice. Check one. This is BJ Bowman, but one of my friends is following you guys. She's watching right now, and she says that her 15-year-old daughter now hears these lovely ladies, and she wants to write a book.
Awesome. Awesome. Ching, 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 ching.
We love it.
So Bridget made it.
And since you got the mic, is there anybody on the couch there that can add to our discussion of being an entrepreneur and, you know, maybe some of the hiccups in being an entrepreneur, and to make sure you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm a beginning entrepreneur because I'm in the works of actually I have my own record label, and I started that a few years back. But I'm in the beginning stage of actually getting ready to go full-fledged with that myself, and in the process of next year opening up a restaurant with some other people.
Okay.
So this is the beginning stage. So I'm a future entrepreneur, most definitely.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, my name's Tina B, and I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. But yeah, I've been doing this for 8 years now as an entrepreneur, and it's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of grinding, a lot of marketing, a lot of money spent. Finance is a big thing, what you were saying, Gerri. And how can I put this? Okay, the hate from people can get to you after a while if you don't have a strong strength. If you're not really strong in this business, it can really get to you and stress you out. So that's a big issue as well. You gotta have strength in this, because if you weak-minded, you can't make it in this industry, because a lot of people are gonna say some negative things about you, and you got to be willing to say, I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway, or you know, just keep it moving. But I say marketing is the biggest thing in this, in being an entrepreneur, and you have to put some money aside. If you work a job, then take that check and put some money aside for marketing, promotion, flyers, T-shirts. All that helps a lot to keep your name in people's minds, because that's what, you'll be here today, you can be gone tomorrow, but if people keep seeing your name come up, then they'll remember who you are.
That's true. Anybody?
And I am Michael Anthony. And I understand entrepreneurship is one who finds ways of making money. And you have to have faith. You have to have tenacity. And your why has to be bigger than the no's and the slam doors in your face to succeed at being an entrepreneur.
Mike, what do you now? What type of business are you in?
I'm starting a business.
Okay, let's hear about it.
Recording, engineering, and doing a little bit of film.
Awesome.
Doing that on my own. I also have an energy business, and I help people find cheaper rates on their energy bills.
Okay. So natural gas.
Natural gas
and
cell phones.
Okay.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's a service that everybody needs.
Everybody needs it.
And that's a residual service, like gasoline.
In
That's
the
another
name.
thing. That's another thing when you think about being an entrepreneur. You know, if you do like multiple streams of income, like you know, like Tina was talking about, like you do, you have this, you have that, and you have all this stuff going on. Well, I think we should always, as an entrepreneur, think about a product that's being used that people need to come back to see you. Exactly. When I was in a business of, I used to sell retail and housing, and 5 years is the average time that somebody gets in their house and stay in their house. Well, I had to figure out a way to keep myself injected in their lives. And what I did was I had this like referral program, and wherever they moved to, I wanted to let them know like, oh, so and so is doing this in your area, there's a new store here, you know, to keep in touch with them. So another thing I want to say, encourage every entrepreneur, is think of yourself like a complete brand, and how we can connect. If you're not the person selling the shoes, but you know somebody that sells the shoes, then connect them to that, because then people are looking for you to be like that go-to person. You know, no matter what you're doing, you might just be in the gas business, but you need to have a realtor on your team. You know, you need to have a mechanic on your team. So I had this strong list. Let me tell y'all the secrets. I'm gonna give y'all all the secrets, okay? You want all the secrets today? All the secrets. Okay. When you do your list, don't hand over your list. Your list is the reason why they're supposed to call you. And people try to get your list. They'll be like, well, Tina, give me your list. You know, I know you know other people know. You got to keep calling me. See, because then you can keep them abreast of what you have going on in your life. You know, you say, listen, and I got this going on, but you need, you know, that seamstress right here. Let me give you her number. You know, and then you make that connection. And so when I was building my list, what I would do is I would say you're the book lady. You teach people how to write books. So I would say to you, if any of my people come to you, I want them to have a discount. So whatever discount you can give them. So I wouldn't make anybody pay to be on my list, but I want to make sure that they know that through me, they met you and they got a better rate because I sent them to you. You know, so whether that was $10 off, $5 off, that might have been one guy, he did balances and stuff. So for every person that I sent him, he gave them a free room. Like they were getting their house done because, you know, I was in real estate. So he was like, well, I'll give them like a free room. So that free room could have been a kitchen, as opposed they're getting their whole house done. They're about to spend, you know, $5,000 in blinds. And now I saved them, you know, a couple $100, which they couldn't have got that from just going to buy blinds. So, you know, think about all of the things that we can do. So somebody mentioned faith. How does your faith play into your day-to-day operations? Do you have, and Tina, you can answer this, do you have like a ritual that you do like every day to stay grounded with, you know, staying in your light of your business?
Yeah, I talk to God a lot. On those quiet nights, those quiet times when you just be like, thank you. I'll just say thank you. Because I know I'm not doing this by myself. All this that I'm doing, I know it's not just me. So I just have to just say thank you, and I appreciate you, and it's just bigger than me. But, you know, because he gave me this gift to come up with ideas that I'm coming up with to make opportunities for other people, to make more leaders, as I say. You know, because what they say, your leader is only as good as you making other leaders, you know. It's not about somebody following you. It's about them leading too. So I love the fact that was instilled in me, and I can bring that to other people. So I know it's all God. I know it's all faith, and I believe in that. And I keep my we was just talking about this today and out to eat, that sometimes you have to bite your tongue on a lot of things so that you don't get caught up in the rigmarole of negativity. Yes, of negativity. And trust and believe. I wanted Twitter fingers. Ooh, bad. I want a Twitter finger. But you have to, you know what I'm saying?
Orange hair on them, okay? Do not do orange hair on them.
But you have to think about it, your business. And I always say your brand is bigger than your logo, because you have to remember that. Because people will remember who you are. They'll be like, you know, she's negative, she's this or she's that. And you can't say that about me. If you don't like me, you just don't like me. But as a business person, I'm that.
Awesome. I'm Robin Shockley, by the way, and I'm Focus Forward Robin on the go. You never know where I'm going to be. And on the Status Network tonight in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, but seriously, on a positive point, in the Bible you talked about faith, and I'm not going to be into quoting scriptures, but 1 Peter 4:10 talks about how God gives us gifts in various forms. And so, you know, we just because we become an author or we love to write, there's so much more potential in us through us authoring. You may become your own publishing company. Who knows? So you can start with a small seed that can produce into a tree, that can produce into an orchard. So it can grow. And with me, what has helped me is to get myself in the room. And when I teach my clients, I always say, you know, when you get yourself in the room will work for you. You may not even speak. You just be in that atmosphere and you be watchful. And I want to give an example, and it's so fitting that Tina Bridges is sitting right here because let's talk. Okay. Because last year when you did your Women of Honor, yeah. I came and she asked me to come to help do some showcasing, some video and all that, and I was like, yeah. So I got myself in the room, and actually I was observing and I talked to a few people, but a creative idea started from that. An idea was birthed into me to do an awards presentation show. Right after that, I got a phone call from my father who gave me the brand, which is Professional Maximizers. Wow. So now we're traveling. We went to Las Vegas. We're in Houston, Texas, and we're bringing it to Greenville, South Carolina next year. So those of you in Atlanta, I'm looking for you. Yeah. We're going to be doing an award show, Professional Maximizers. So, yeah.
Hey.
So I love that name. It was birthed, that idea. The idea was birthed being at your event, just being access in the room, and then the name was given to me by my father, who spoke those words over me 10 years ago. I didn't even know what entrepreneurship even meant, and he spoke that into me, and he's been speaking every year. And because he's planted that small seed, through that tiny small seed, it birthed into a tree. It moved into an orchard, and I'm doing multiple streams of income right now.
Well, the thing about it is, you know, just piggybacking off what Robin just said, you know, Scripture does tells us that your gifts will make room for you and put you in the presence of mighty men. That's right. And it's not just men, but women too. And the thing about it is, when you get off of your hands and step out on faith, it'll put you in a position for people to recognize your worth and recognize your value and want to build on top of that. You know, but a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people say they have faith when they're stepping out into businesses, but what they look at is they look at the negatives, the what ifs of life, and that causes them to falter, to give up. Because when people hit a brick wall, they feel like I can't go any further, they give up. A lot of people throw in the towel. But if you're persistent, and like Tina said, if you just keep pushing, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of times you're going to scratch your head and wonder, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? But my thing is, if that's your passion, that's your purpose. That's right. And you know, and if you giving it your all, you're going to succeed in due time, in due season. But you can't give up, because as you step into your purpose, your passion, you also are being a blessing to others. Yes. You know, and you're paving the way. Absolutely. You're being an example, and you're inspiring and empowering and encouraging other people. And sometimes you may not even realize you're doing it until later, when you see the fruition of your labor. You know, so keep pushing. Don't give up.
Yes, I'm Wakitha, everybody. And yeah, to piggyback off of all of that, what everybody has said, all it takes is a mustard seed faith. All it takes is a little bit, and someone to actually believe in you, what you already have inside of you, to push that. And I'm actually an entrepreneur. Besides a full-time job, I actually I'm a paparazzi consultant.
Paparazzi.
So I sell jewelry, and I also have started customizing T-shirts.
I know.
So cut them up, kid. So and actually, like I said, I just started doing it, just something different of my own for me. And people was like, "Oh my God, you know, where'd you get that from?" I was like, "Well, I cut it. Oh, it's just a little something." But like I said, you may think it's little, but when you got people looking and watching you and want your business, want you to say, "Oh my God, I need you to cut me something. I need you to do that for me." That means that, hey, I mean, this could be something. This could be.
About you the other day when I went to put on one of my T-shirts, I said, I need to get this T-shirt cut out, you know.
And one day she was cutting, and I said, you know what? Let's do a little commercial. Just grab my phone, shot a little 30-second commercial with her cutting it from the beginning, and then went back to the end when it was done. And that commercial just popped. Phone was ringing off the
Like,
chain. So it
literally.
don't take much
And you have
to help somebody
right.
and boost
and
them
you have
forward.
to be a product of your product.
Absolutely.
Point
You
blank.
cut everything up: socks,
Oh, well,
underwear, pillowcases.
No, nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. Literally.
Underwear. I want to use underwear.
Nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. As long as I can get them seals in between the material in between those seals, nothing is safe. I'm telling you.
Oh, Lord.
Cut it up.
Do you have anything, Gerri, you want to add to the faith? I know that's your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
What's any rituals that you have when you like working your mojo into your business?
I'm trying to think. What do? I just think about, like, in the past, all the accomplishments that I have made. Instead of me thinking, well, what can go wrong, I think about the positives, like what I have already done. And then if you write it down and you see all the things, you're like, wow, I did that, I did that, I did that. That gives you strength there.
I think you really have to have that faith, that strong faith, because the mind is a tricky thing, and you will always get tricked into believing that you're insignificant and you're not enough. And that's one thing. When I went out, totally kind of merged everything I do under one umbrella. That was in 2014. And we started doing these sister circles, and anybody knows me knows that I'm a strong component of affirmations. And we would do these sister circles, and I would literally, and I still do it. Everything I do, I have a ritual for it. So I would sit down there and I would write out the affirmations. I would put blessing oil on them. I'm praying over the affirmations, and then I would take the affirmations into the sister circles, and people would just pick one, and they would, like, every time they pick one, they'd be like, oh, this is just what I needed, this is just what I needed. And I actually started doing that when I was working in the law firm. I would have this tray, it was this golden tray on my desk, and people would come into my space, into my office, and they would, like, take an affirmation. They would sit down and take an affirmation, and they would read it. And not knowing the impact that it has, because I'm doing this because I know how affirmations help me. And I remember how a person that I had a date with and went out with, and he said to me, why are you doing that? Are you trying to make friends? Is that what I was like, oh my God, never another date. Because it's like, I understood that you don't get who I am. You know who I am? This is what I do. So, what are some of the things that you do, Sweetie Pie, to help you stay connected? Because I know as a writer, you have, and she's not just a writer, she's a storyteller. Characters and the whole 9 yards. So something, and it's deep when you developing characters and stuff like that. What are some of the things that you do to help you stay in your faith?
Okay, so one of the things that I do is, and knowing that I'm an author, understand that I'm a creative mind.
Yes, you are.
We tend to be a little eccentric. So with that being stated, I sometimes talk to my characters. My characters give me the backing sometimes because everyone can't listen to my ideas. I have tried. You go to your friends, you go to your family, you start telling them your ideas, and you're like, I got this idea, I got this story, it's this and that and the third, and they're looking at you like, and you like, do not help it. And I was like, okay. So sometimes I have to go back and be like, my characters are kind of me like, but I get it. It's like another little, like an angel on your shoulder. I get it. I get it. So as long as I get it, what does it matter if they don't get it yet? Because once it's out there, they're going to get it. Then they're going to be like, oh, that's what you were talking about. Oh, that's what you were going for. That type of thing. So sometimes I have to do that in order to keep myself grounded. I have to be able to be like, okay, my character goes, hey, I got it. You got one or two people that get it, and then you'll get everyone else to be like, you're really going to do it?
But that sounds crazy, but imagine when people reading Dr. Seuss books, and they were like, what was they thinking about? But you read them. So That makes sense.
But what you were saying about that, you really gonna do that? You have people, when you say you're gonna do something, and you have these naysayers that'll be like, "You gonna do that?"
Yep.
Not saying, like they said, people are asked why you doing it, then they'll be asking you how you do it.
Yeah, they're gonna be the first to
after
jump
they
on the
see it work.
bandwagon.
Or you
with it.
think you're all that.
That's one of the things that we said before. We had a show, and we were talking about nobody wants to be on your bandwagon until it's on.
Okay, exactly.
They're not on your bandwagon until it's moving. Once you, and then after that, I'm like, hey, it's a train now. It's not a bandwagon. I left you at the station.
Now it's too late to cash your ticket in.
And
too late.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you want to be able to have yourself to be able to go back to. And people go to their faith, and you go back to yourself, and you go, you know what? I got that. I get it. I get it. And as long as you get it, everybody else is gonna get it later. You was like, well, you late, because by the time it's done, I'll be like, well, you late. It's done. It's here. It's already here now.
And that's one of the things, you have to be your biggest cheerleader. Because like as you said before, like there'll be so many people out there. It's really, and like this, me and Sir Marketer, we talk all the time, and he said, people are waiting for you to fail.
Yeah.
You know that.
Always.
Like they're praying for your downfall.
They want the downfall.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, people are praying for your downfall. So in knowing that has to be another thing that inspires you, because despite all of that, I look up and I see, for example, I see some of my family could be on Facebook, and I was blown away. They'll like support somebody. Oh, so and so written a new book or something like that. I was like, really? Like, or I wrote a book too. I didn't get no play. I didn't get no like shout out. You didn't post it, but you up here sharing some.
You know why? Because they know you, and people tend to, if they can touch you, they feel like they don't realize that everybody who's made it started where we started, but they just don't know them to see that part of it. So if they feel like I know her, so she'll be all right, let me go over here. But everybody started where you started from.
It's that way sometimes, and then sometimes it's like, I didn't think she was gonna do it for real. Like, come on now, we gotta be real. Like sometimes even your own closest people, they'll be like, "Oh, she did it. Oh, okay, you got your little book." And then,
wait, ring the bell on that little. Ring the bell on that little. Thank you.
Your little book, your little project, your little show. They never see the bigger vision of what you got going on, and it's like, wait a minute, this ain't little baby. This is way bigger than what you thought it was.
And that's why.
But it's like,
and then when it blows up, then they want to jump on the bandwagon.
Exactly. That's where the bandwagon
You need an assistant.
And you know what, you said something right there when you said vision.
I'm gonna jump in.
Your vision. See, another thing people got to realize is the vision. It's your vision.
Your vision.
So
That's
you
the key.
can't expect people to understand it, because it's your vision. So as a visionary, you just have to bring it to life, and you have to know how to call on. When I go into places and I help people market, and I remember one time doing a job, and they said that he had the wrong person as the greeter. And I said, why do you have this particular person as a greeter where they're good at organizing? They need to be back organizing their station, because that's what they love to do. And he said, well, because I said, but you didn't recognize, see, the vision is given to you. Now you're supposed to put the right people into play. So don't take somebody and force them to be, printing T-shirts if they're really better at folding T-shirts. Let them fold T-shirts. Exactly. So I will always say to anybody, like, what do you want to do? Because see, then we can't fight, because you told me what you wanted to do, and I gave you what you wanted to do. Now, if you come back on me like, well, I don't want to do that. Well, you said you wanted to do it. I didn't force you to do this. And as a visionary, I think a lot of times we're trying to make everybody understand our vision. Well, don't you see it? Like, no, they're not going to see it. So we have to get way past them seeing it and just figure out, you know what? You're a great greeter. So can you just take care of the tickets, at the door. Somebody else come along and they're good at cooking. Can you just cook the food? And they're great. And then they become a part of your vision to deliver. I got this question to ask. We'll start right here with you. How do you manage, Chimia, how do you manage this work-life balance? Because like so many of us in the room, we have jobs. You would never think that Tina has another job. But she has,
Tina got a job?
Yeah, Tina does have a job. I mean, like Tommy, right? Tommy, you ain't got no job.
She can't have a job.
She has a job, and I'm about to get her in the hot seat in a minute. But how do you manage this work life balance with everything that you do? Because you have children, you have a full-time job, and you do all the things that you do. How do you manage that?
Well, first off, I schedule it. Okay. I schedule it. Anything that's important, you have to schedule it. So I make sure I schedule everything. And
how does your schedule look like? Is it like a tight schedule? Because not every you say that that's easy.
No.
That's not easy. I schedule it. I schedule it. What's the schedule?
It's easy for me. Wait a minute. It's easy for me because that's what I do. No. People schedule things differently. It's not always written. It's like the flow of things. Mm-hmm. You understand the flow of how you want things to go for the day. It's like, okay, this is my flow. I'm going to do the mom thing. And then, I got to do the work thing. And then when everything quiets down and everything else is, all of a sudden, I hear the sounds calling me to write. So it's like, all right, now it's time to do the writing thing. That's how my body's scheduled. It's like, it's all moving parts. It's all wavelengths. And it's always moving. For some people, they have to write it down. They have to visually see it. It all depends on how you
I gotta write down everything. Why
yeah. Some people it's visual. Some people it's visual. Sometimes people record it, so it's auditory. So they want to actually hear it. They're like, okay, my schedule is A, B, C, D, and D, and they'll remember it. Mm-hmm. And it all depends on how you want to move and what you put into it. Mm-hmm. But you got to schedule yourself into it, though. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'm going to do it one day. No. You got to schedule yourself. Because if you keep saying you're just going to do it and you don't ever go out and do it, it's always just a thought in your head. Mm-hmm. It needs to start being a process.
That's
you're pushing
the power
to.
of consistency we talked about. Mm-hmm. What about you, Miss Gerri? You have anything you want to add to that?
Well, I use a planner.
Okay.
My happy planner over there.
I like that.
I love the happy planner.
Planner.
Yes. So I have pictures, and it's a real process. Mm-hmm. And so I schedule every day from the time I get up until the time I go to bed, because I do so many things. If I didn't do it like that, I would just be disorganized. I would just be all over the place. So I know if I get up at 9 o'clock, from 9, let's say, to 12, I might spend that time organizing in my office, organizing to organize.
Right.
Then I know certain days I have to work. Mm-hmm. And so I schedule in, okay, I'm not going to do anything. I'm working Saturday night, so Sunday I know I have to rest. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to sleep in. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to church.
Well, see, that's
I stay home.
That's a good balance.
So I balance. Mm-hmm. It's all about balancing, your life.
Mm-hmm.
And
you
I
had
do
mentioned
it
something
visually.
Too about like taking that day for the children. A lot of part of, to me, with that work-life balance is staying present. Mm-hmm. Don't be thinking about to the next hour when you're in this hour.
True. True. Yeah,
I
mean, it's not rigid because it changes. Yeah. But I do schedule time to be with my daughter. Mm-hmm. I'll have an activity that we're going to do together. We might take a sewing class together. Mm-hmm. We might go to the movies together. Mm-hmm. I make sure, and I schedule time with my husband. He's there all the time. No, he's
keto time.
No, he's there all the time. He's there all the time.
Give me 1 more minute.
Can you pencil me in for 6:30?
We'll plan, like right now, we're going to plan maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks to go away. He's
funny.
Like,
no,
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock dinner, 8 o'clock intimacy, 9 o'clock sleep.
this is my life.
That's Gerri.
Own it. Yes.
It works for you. That's all that matters.
We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna pause for the cause, and we're gonna come back here. I'm gonna bring up my first other amazing guest. We're gonna come and we're gonna break it in a little deeper. This has been so fun and so amazing, and trust me, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. So be right back. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Well, that was your cue.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.IamEnough365.com.
We ready when we ain't ready. We still ready.
Always
okay?
ready. Always
we'll
ready.
talk. I was in it.
We're live. Yeah, we ready. There's no control in her. See that? Do you understand what I'm saying? What did she just say?
I'm ready.
But then what did she say?
Oh, this is my life.
This is my life.
This is Wanda's show right
But
now.
this is my life. But this is my life. So,
Yes, yes.
So we're back.
We are.
We're back and we're in full. I don't know.
What are you doing here?
We're happy.
It's rubbing off.
It's rubbing up. It's my life. Okay.
On the side.
So
It's a good T-shirt title.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're back, okay, and we're back here, and I have next to me the lovely Miss Tina Bridges, and we're gonna dive in a little deep here. This is a conversation we've been meaning to have for a minute or two, but let me first say congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Sold Out production.
Yes, this was a sold out production. A shell of a man.
Shout
out the shell of a man, and shout out to
the cast members.
Over here on the side.
They were struggling with my leave it alone.
But yeah, they're doing too much.
They're struggling with my
but
camera.
anyway, leave them alone.
Okay.
Just Mama Bear. Just don't even pay no attention to them. It's our time. So Tina, let me just first off, where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta.
You from Atlanta?
Hey.
Born and raised.
ATL all day. Falcons win or lose, don't care. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, you are great. You a great.
You a Grady baby? No, I'm not a Grady baby.
Okay.
My mama had insurance, so I was born. I was born at Crawford Long.
Okay,
Actually, I was born in Georgia Baptist. Now I think it's Atlanta Medical or something like that. I was born in Georgia
Emory
Baptist,
is sung by Emory.
yes, over there.
Got a lot of negative comments just now
wow,
over
a
that.
lot of negative comments, right? Got all
Grady
the shade.
baby, okay.
Put down all the Grady babies, all right. So let me ask you this. Now, you're in this. You have a your company is a modeling talent agency, right? Tell
Yes.
everybody the name of the company.
Well, it's the Lingale Agency, TLA, #TLA. And we do ages 40 and over. And it's an agency for men and women. I've been doing this since 2013. And we have a big fashion show every June of every year called the Ageless Beauties.
And it's fabulous.
And now I'm into stage play writing.
Yes.
So I just did my first stage production last week, The Shell of a Man, which is through my production company called TLB Productions, because I film video movie shorts.
I was going to ask you about that because I've seen some of your video shorts, which are amazing. I
Thank
just
you.
love them.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I know it. I knew she was gonna say that. Uber love.
I like pointed like.
Yes, Robert is in the building, y'all.
Yes.
So,
not me for real, right?
Well, okay. Well, anyway, back to you.
and the whole thing is unscripted too. Everything that I do is unscripted.
Right.
I don't write anything down. I know that's kind of like killer for authors, but I don't write anything down. Everything's come from the top of my dome. I tell the people what to do, and they just go for it.
And then you just kind of.
And then I record it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out great.
You
The whole
directed it.
the whole stage play is the same thing. It's unscripted.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time that a play has been unscripted. So we made a first in this
Absolutely.
industry.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the first one. It was a sold out show. Shout out to everybody that supported us, because being that it was my first one, I just I made the tickets very reasonable for everybody because I wanted them to come out and see this.
Right.
This play is about 6 men and their life struggles. I came up with it because being a single woman and you meeting different guys and you find out that they are a shell. Their outside looks good, they smell good, they look good, everything is going on, nice home, nice job, nice car, but the inside is damaged from things deeper than what you see. So everything is not on the surface. Sometimes it's how the mom treated them, how they saw their mom get treated, or a woman treated them, or it's just different things that could be levels to why they act the way they do.
The baggage that they have.
Right. So this play gives you all that. It's 6 men and their wives, and they give you that storyline of why they're like that in different subject matters that we have. And then they tell you why they're that way. So you get to actually hear these men talk, which we rarely hear men talk, So this way you get to hear them just speak on their own, straight from their mind, not something scripted, not anything written, but actually how they feel about that subject.
Awesome. Now that you've done the stage play,
Thank you.
what were some of the feedback that you've gotten?
Oh my gosh, the feedback is amazing. Like people, it was crying in there, they was laughing. I mean, it's amazing. In the write-ups, the reviews are still coming in from it. And that's why we put on another show, December 20th at 7 p.m. at Port of Sanford Performing Arts Center, 3181 Rainbow Drive.
Yes. That's
Indicator, Georgia. Tickets on sale now. Hurry up. Early bird ticket. I got one early bird ticket left. We about to sell out of the early bird tickets, and we just put them up like 2 days ago. So, but everybody loved the play. They want to come back. People that saw it wants to come back. And the thing is about unscripted, you never get the same thing.
Right.
So, they'll bring something different each time. And we just joined a celebrity cameo with Trey Chaney from Saints and Sinners.
Okay.
So he's going to be one of the acts in the play for this one. That's coming up on the 20th.
Now, where are you taking this? Because I know this
Airwell.
That's why I need to talk to
Gerri.
Worldwide.
I need venues, Gerri. I need venues everywhere. Thank you. Well, this is just amazing. We was just over there like, wow, for you to be on the show saying the connection you have with venues, and we want to take it different places. So we definitely need to connect and talk about doing that. But yeah, we got people in Birmingham reaching out, Charlotte, New Orleans, Vegas, Jacksonville, Florida. When we go live, they're like, come, bring it here, bring it here, bring it here. So that's what, but financial, we looking for sponsors to kind of help with that. But other than that, we're ready to roll.
That's the next Tyler Perry, but it's Tina Perry.
That's right. Tina Perry. Then people be like, have you reached out to Tyler Perry? I said, I am Tyler Perry.
I am enough.
She's doing
You know what I mean?
something
Like
different.
Tyler Perry started where I'm starting. It's
Yeah.
about taking that vision and bringing it to life,
Exactly.
Right.
and
It is.
hoping somebody believe in you to finance it to move forward. And that's what he did. When you listen to his story, he was saying he had 30 people when he first started.
That's right.
And it was that one in there that told him to go to another spot, and he did another show, and it was another one that told him to go to something else, and another one
Right.
to finance the whole situation. So it's like all you need is one good person that believe in what you're doing and back you in it. So if you're watching, one.
That's the
And you
magic
do
number.
Other things too. Besides the stage play, you have your prom. Tell us about your prom.
Yeah, we have ageless adult prom, which is ages 21 and over, and it's the 4th annual, going down December 7th. And it's at Rendezvous Event Hall in Forest Park, 4717 Jonesboro Road, Forest Park, and tickets on sale now for that as well. And the tickets, you get food and drinks. You come in and you just have fun. It's no buying anything. You just walk around, eat, drink. We have prom king and queen, best dance contest, best dress contest. It's just a fun, grown party. And you dress up like you going to the prom.
What made you
Yeah.
start that?
You want to come?
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that never went to the high school
didn't go.
prom, and this is their opportunity.
There's a lot of people didn't go, or they went with somebody they really didn't want to go with. So now you're married or boyfriend, and you're like, oh, you know what? I want to go with my husband.
And it's sexy.
It is sexy, and people love it. And the prom king and queens come back and crown the new
crown the
ones.
new ones, the reigning.
Yeah, they come
see
back,
some
and they live in
crazy
Tennessee. The one couple live in Tennessee, and they came back
Okay.
and crowned the new ones, and then the ones they're coming back this year, to crown the new ones.
Yeah. Now I know you can really relate to our topic today of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And you know, because you were over there just amen and adding, you know, adding your energy.
Yeah.
So what is some of the best things about being an entrepreneur?
Oh, helping others. That's like my first. I love the idea of people saying, because of you, ... That's like my biggest thing, because when you're in it, you're not in it to don't get in it to make money right off the rip.
Right.
I can tell you that, because you spend more money than you make money.
Absolutely.
But when you helping others and they're doing good, that is more money to me. That's more than money to me. When I see somebody else moving forward and doing their thing in this industry because they're watching you do your thing.
Right.
So that's going to pay off in the long, because they're going to tell other people. And they're going to tell us, so more people start coming to invest in you that way. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. I want real quick to introduce, because I guess everybody did introduce, but I want them to introduce themselves again when we get this camera going over there, so then they can tell their
That was
role.
a hint, wasn't it?
This afro is everything.
I love that afro.
Okay.
Kilted it.
She shines.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
Shine bright
dope.
like a diamond.
I don't
Come
think
on now.
I don't think anybody.
I hear you
Are they
over
in there?
here. You might have to come sing at the prom.
Sing.
She can't. I heard it in her voice.
Yeah.
Go back
Step
there.
into the
Yeah,
bad side. Ooh,
Okay,
ooh,
so
ooh.
so over here we have BJ, and I know BJ from back when we had started. When I first met him was when we were with Keisha Rivers.
Oh, okay.
Remember when
Oh,
we used to do her
yeah.
events and
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah.
I am Flavor
Yeah,
event? Okay.
Flavor events. So BJ,
Mm-hmm.
tell us what part you playing in this Shell of a Man.
Okay,
Shell
so
of a Man.
so I'm one of the men with the issues. My issue is I'm a dreamer, and that can go in so many different ways. But short and sweet, I'm out of touch with reality, because I dream a lot, and I'm not recognizing how me dreaming and drifting off into wonderland is affecting my household, and it's affecting things between me and my wife in a negative way. And as a dreamer, sometimes we lose touch with what's happening right there in reality, to the point where we don't realize what we have until it becomes what we had, so to speak. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. So Michael,
Yes.
What was your full name, Michael?
Michael Anthony.
Anthony.
Mike.
Okay.
Yes.
Michael Anthony. So what's
Yes.
your part that you play?
I am Michael Anthony, and my part, without giving it away, is there's some issues that I dealt with in my past that altered the way that I deal
That
and
is
trust
right next to
people.
him.
She acted already.
And so I have a lot of
Have a lot of
issues, and it's complex, but it's real.
It is.
And the wisdom and the obedience of Boss Lady
Wow.
Tina Bridges.
Come on now.
The topic she gave us fit close to home.
Okay.
So please come out and check it out. December 20th at the
Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center.
Performing
You gotta say it
Arts
for us.
Center.
He's about to say
I got
Sanford.
it.
He just like
I got it.
You can lead a promotion too.
right. You just stick to the line, bro. It's unscripted, but I'm gonna need you to script that part.
Some people will get it one thing.
See,
And you're one
Tina was looking like this.
Okay. So can
my
your
mind
wife-
was just buffering.
Can your
My
wife
mind was
speak?
buffering.
I'm
And
sitting there
this-
looking at Tina.
And this lovely actress here is my wife in the play.
She's in actor mode.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wakitha Lewis, and I do actually play this gentleman's wife in the unscripted stage play, The Shell of a Man. And before, we can't even really go into it without giving something away, but there's healing in this play. There's a lot of talks on the way home about this play. It's amazing, and like I said before, the way Tina did it was was just incredible. She just put a group of us in a chat, 12 people in a chat, and say, "Hey, you guys are here. This is what we're gonna do. If you can't do it, please
Get
remove
out.
yourself." And we're gonna go with it, and that's what she did. And amazingly enough, everybody that she put together as a couple, it hits home at some point or another in that stage play. And when I tell you, you can't even speak, literally can't speak on it. It's absolutely amazing.
So Wanda, you didn't come.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I was in Florida. I was expanding my territory in Florida.
But like Kiki said, all Tina did was gave us the topic, gave us our partners, and she said, "You guys become the character."
Right.
And that's what we did. We left it, as they say, leave it all on the stage.
Yeah.
It was left on the stage, you guys. So come out.
And I'm telling you, the beginning of the stage play will capture you, but the ending of the stage play is what's going to blow you away.
Yes. Yes.
So
I did, like Kiki said, I just threw them in the chat and said, "Hey, you don't want to be here, get out. If not, we running with it."
Wow.
And then when I gave all the guys their subjects, because this is what it's about, the 6 men, I gave them their subjects, and they was like, "You know what? This happened to me. Somebody I know, this happened to me." So it was like, well, I didn't even know that. I just gave them the subjects,
Right.
but it fit. And
you know what? That just proves that we all are just this mirage of people, that we all endure the same thing. And if you don't endure it, then you know somebody else
That
that
does- yeah,
it.
absolutely.
So you can, everything's relatable. So one last time, Tina, tell them how to get these tickets and the cost of the tickets and when the show. We going out, we doing it December the 20th.
yes, December 20th, doors open at 7 p.m. Please. The doors open at 7 p.m. Remember that. And the show starts at 8 on time. And that's at Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center, 3181 Rainbow Drive in Decatur, Georgia. And it's all free parking, which I love. And the tickets are on sale on eventbrite.com, and they're $15 right now for early bird. There's one left. Go get it. And then they're $25 general admission. So y'all come out and have some fun with us and check out this amazing sold out stage play. It's on ajc.com as well.
Awesome. I want to thank you for coming in and coming back and keep coming back. Y'all can catch Tina right here. She right here in Status Network on Tuesdays.
Tuesday, 6 to 8.
In the street with Tina B and Mr. Outley.
What up, though?
What up, though?
That's Detroit. That's Detroit in the house.
We can't get deep like that.
That's Detroit in the house. So guys, y'all make sure y'all tune in and keep Tina lifted up in prayer. Keep her covered with all grace and goodness, and be a true supporter. Don't be a hater, because we ain't got time for that.
But your haters, your fans too.
We're gonna take a quick break, and then I'm gonna bring up Miss Robin Shockley. I hope y'all stick around, and because we gotta get out of here. Time just flying.
Yeah, that's good.
And we need to keep this party rolling.
Yay!
So we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.IamEnough365.com.
Hey guys, we're back to the I Am Enough talk show with Wanda D and the crew, and here next to me is Miss Robin Shockley. Robin, woo! They've been showing out. Robin, I want you to first tell people that about your show that you do and why you do what you do. Because she's an entrepreneur, and this is the entrepreneur show, and so it's very important that they understand why you do what you do.
Okay. Well, my show is the Focus Forward with Robin show. It's a social media talk show with the Regina Sunshine Global Network. And the reason why I do that is I help people come on the show to share their pit to purpose story. So everybody has a story to tell, right? We all been through a thing. Everybody knows that. However, and we all are growing. We have entrepreneurs, we have actors, we have authors that come on. I have fashion designers, all kinds of people that come on. But people want to know the roots of the reasons why you do what you do. And the reason why I even came up with that is because I have a personal pit to purpose story. And so that's one of the things we were talking about. You take that seed, that mustard seed of faith that was being spoken of, and you sometimes you don't have time to think about it. You just go with it, and you just walk in obedience. And that's exactly what I did. I chose to step out. But there is a back end a lot to the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Tell them the back end, Robin.
Well, I recently went through a transition of a divorce, and so I pretty much lost almost everything. I lost my relationship with my kids. I lost my relationship with certain family members, friends. I was really big in the community, big in the mega church. I've been very involved, and a lot of people knew us because we were the power couple in our area. And nothing negative is going to be said about him or family members or anything like that, but I just know that there was something that was holding me boxed in. And there was a lot of stuff that I went through in silence that I did not share with anybody. There was a lot of mental and physical abuse that went on for 29 years from the time I even got engaged. And so, and I wasn't a saint. I wasn't innocent. I made lots of mistakes. I sinned. We all sin. We all fall short.
Oh, I sinned today, earlier today. I'm sure I did.
Yeah. So it happens. But the thing is we cannot let our past hold us down. And I chose, when I chose to step out and say break free and became that bird that flew instead of being in a cage and in bondage, it's like things just took off. God started lining me up with people who could speak into my life, who could be positive influences in my life, who could be inspiration in my life and help me to move into the businesses that I'm doing and the multiple streams of income that I'm working on. And I'm a firm believer in sowing where you want to grow. And so I'm part of the Regina Sunshine Global Network, which actually originally was the Regina Sunshine Show, who originally was with Jack Trey before he became Status Network, when he was with Instinct Radio. So I would go down and co-host with her. So I would drive the distance. I live 3 hours away. And so I would drive the distance.
Expanding.
Yes, I would randomly just drive down whenever she would need me. And there was a connection that Regina and I had that it was not just a spiritual connection, but it was a mental connection, because we both knew what it took to believe in other people.
Right.
And we had that passion to care about other people. And so that's what connected us. And so I knew if I got connected to her and stayed connected with her, then I was going to grow. So I started sewing. She contacted me. She said, Robin, I'm starting my own network, and I really believe in you. And every time you go somewhere, you actually light up the room. And she said, there's potential there. And she didn't know a lot of the personal stuff that was going on. And a lot of times people don't know, like we were saying, just getting yourself in the room, because you can just listen and be in the presence of other people, and they'll show up years later or months later or whatever. And so I took that jump. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this investment. So I made a commitment to sign a contract to drive down every single month. And sometimes I would drive down that morning early, and I'd drive home late that night. But now I've expanded my territory. So it's like I'm practically, when I come down to Atlanta, I'm here for multiple purposes. Like this weekend, I've been here. I've been to 4 cities since I've been here.
She done been to 4 cities, y'all.
And I had no intentions to be even networking or anything. I was actually coming just to kind of have some chill time and just to get in the room. But then the room worked for me. I don't know.
You don't know how to chill.
Yeah.
I want you to take us through that journey of what 29 years of being in silence felt like. Because we talked about, because this right here, this talk right here can save somebody's life. And a lot of times we don't tell, like when we talked on Saturday, you was telling me, like, well, Wanda, did you hear? You know, I was supposed to go talk at a church, but they pretty much denied you because of the relationship that they have with your ex-husband. Oh, well, see, it's about to get heated. And let me tell you why. And see, this is why. When somebody tries to stop you from doing something because they think that it's going to expose them, what they do is they push you onto a bigger platform. We're in 7 countries. See, and this could be picked up and saving so many other lives. So I just and I'm you hear what I'm saying? I hear you. Okay, so we have to recognize that like you said, your pit to purpose. So 29 years of silence is deep. You know, we gonna slow roll this. The atmosphere about to change a little bit, but we all grown and we all intelligent. Plus, a lot of times people don't know how to make changes that's going to help them because they don't want to hurt and they don't want to rock the boat. And in churches especially, they don't tell the things that they should tell, because y'all were, like you said, y'all were the power couple, and I checked out the pictures. He's a fan something too. Y'all was looking good on paper. But everything good on paper ain't good for you. And a lot of times because this is what I know. I know what abuse feels like because I witnessed my mom go through it. So as a child, I watched a shotgun pulled to my mother's head, and my mother telling me to get in the room because she's trying to protect me. Well, you can imagine as a kid, I'm wondering, like, what the heck I'm going in the room for? You need to be getting in the room with me. Yeah. So when you start going through that on a mental and emotional level, and people looking at you like the family is gonna pretend like they don't understand. And see this, and this is gonna help you because you about to tell it. My mother got married to this man that he had gone a lot of abuse. His parents were his parents were in their 70s, and they were still getting pushed. His mother was still getting pushed down the steps. All of his brothers were abusers except one. So this is why we have to, ladies, wake up, do your homework. If the man is coming from abuse, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be abusive. And we have to be willing to say, pump your brakes and let's go to counseling first.
Yes.
And then recognize the signs.
Yes, yes.
You know.
Exactly. And to make this clear about this instance with the church this week, it wasn't necessarily the church. It was a phone call that the church got to say, because I went to the state.
Somebody trying to call us. We really don't want to take no calls right now. Hold on 1 second. Thank you for calling. This is the I Am Enough talk show.
Hey, Wanda and ladies, how are y'all?
We're doing wonderful.
This is author Teasha Jenea.
Hey, author Teasha Jenea. We send you some love and light, and we're in the middle of my lady's story right now.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to catch you before you ended, and I wanted to say that your story is so amazing, and I haven't heard it all, but I got a chance to look at some of your lives earlier today, and it was just very inspiring, so I can't wait to hear the rest of it. But I just wanted to make sure that I did get on and say hi. I love you guys.
Well, we love you too, sweetie. Be healthy, be well, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes. All right. Have a blessed lady.
That's how my grandbaby do it. Ta-ta.
Yeah.
Okay.
But back to, the pastor, he didn't want drama, and I get that, and I totally respect it, and I wasn't even going to talk about this.
Right.
But it's out here now, so I'm going to talk about it. So, it goes back to me being on the State House steps in South Carolina.
Exactly.
I was asked to go to a domestic violence rally, a peace rally, and to speak and share a Pit to Purpose story after divorce, and to share how I overcame my situations, my truth, my story. And I did, and it went live on social media, which it went live on the news as well. And my family are very angry right now because of it. My kids are not in my life. I can't see my granddaughter, and my daughter's pregnant, and I can't celebrate that. And so it's really hard because my kids are so concerned about my ex and his reputation because of who we were in the community, and he's still affiliated with a lot of people. And I even said publicly, I said, I didn't want to bash him. God has healed me. I have no ill will towards him, but I'm not going to keep silent. I'm going to keep sharing the story.
Right.
And I don't mean any negativity towards anybody that's in my ex-family's life, but my ex-family has dogged me on social media. They bashed me. They talked about me. They have said all these things. And I know they're trying to be defensive towards their brother. Yes. I get that. And I totally respect that for them being as people who love their brother. However, I begged to go to counseling. I said, let's all go to counseling as a family. Let's sit down. Let's talk this out, because I don't want this for future generations to carry on anymore.
Exactly.
And because my husband saw his dad be abusive to his mother, And so there's so many things that goes back to the roots of the situations that we face daily. And you talk about me being silent. You know what? I got so comfortable with the way that it was. My daughter even said, Mom, there's no way that Dad could have been abusive with you, because I saw you buck him in public. I saw you argue and tell him off. And I'm like, yeah, I did that in public, because in his face, I could do that in public, but in the private, in the closet, in the bedroom, I couldn't do that. And so there were so many, and I'm not going to give the examples, but there were so many situations where I argued with him, and a lot of time it became negative attention. I wanted attention so bad, I accepted the negative attention. And so, yes, I provoked a lot of arguing, and I own up to it. I own up to my mistakes, but a lot of it I did provoke. And then towards the end of the marriage, I walked away at peace, knowing that God
ordered this step, and I had to break a generational curse. And I feel that, like Esther, she had to stand up because she was looking out for the future of generations to come, not what was in the moment. And I had to think past what was in the moment, because for 29 years I was living in that moment of just getting by, being the best mom, being the best wife, and I was trying to serve my way out.
Right.
You know, I literally was trying to keep my head above water for so many years. So I was trying to, you know, get involved in the community and trying to serve other people, and I still didn't have a peace about it. You know, but now I'm involved in the community and I'm serving other people, but I've got my peace. You know, that's the best thing. God has given me peace. He's restored such joy in me that I never knew that I had. And I said, I will never be a bird that goes back in that cage ever again.
That's what you said. And I'm proud of you, because you don't know the vast number of people that you touch. You know, it's something about that professional face that we carry, and it's so many, because people abuse and neglect and brokenness looks like everybody. Yeah. It doesn't have a face. Yeah.
And Wanda, you know what? I carried on, you know, whoever you're around, your circle, you carry that trait. So I started carrying that trait. I didn't grow up in a negative home. I didn't grow up in an abusive home. I didn't grow up in a mental abusive home. Matter of fact, I grew up in a glass house. I never saw my mom and daddy argue until I was an adult. I never knew that they even disagreed. So I fought to save a marriage, and I fought with him to fight to break that curse. But I was going ahead of God. I wasn't following the will of God, and I shouldn't have never even got married in the first place. The blessing was my 2 children, you know, and I'm grateful, and I love them. And one day I believe in a miracle's going to happen, and they're going to come back around, and they're going to be in my life. But I'm not going to stop living. You know, I'm not going to stop.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to stop following the will of God and what He wants to do in my life. And the thing is, yes, there was physical abuse, but there was much more mental abuse. And I said that when you're around that circle, you pick up the traits. So I had manipulation in me as well. I began to be controlling, that wife that dictated this and dictated that, because that was my only way to survive. You know, mentally survive, not physically survive, but mentally survive. And so I had to really get to a place where I had to fall in love with myself. And towards the end of the marriage, that's what happened. I fell in love with Robin. I realized what my identity was. And that gave me the courage to break free. That gave me the courage to walk away and said, you know what, enough is enough. I am enough.
Yeah. Okay. Ring that bell.
And she talking about ring that bell. Yeah, I'm up here. I'm doing other stuff. Yeah, so you know what, because in today's culture, you know, and this is what it comes down to, we're not protecting the things that we need to protect, and we need to protect our mental state and our health, you know. And when it comes to building these families up, families need to know what healthy families look like. You know, and so this is why I'm glad that you see a lot of more organizations that's getting together and telling a story, and kind of, because back in the day, y'all remember where you didn't tell nothing.
Oh, no.
You know, it wasn't.
You keep it in the home. You keep it in the family.
Your mama said, what goes on in the house
stays in the house.
That's
and
right.
and here it is. We have an opportunity because of things like multiple social media platforms that we can use for the good. You know, and the good is simply to let people know that there is hope for you. You know, that there is different refuges. I was at an event yesterday when I left you all next door, and there was a lot of the girls was over there. One lady was talking about how she was in share house and how she had experienced like her mother being, you know, just out there in the street, and she didn't do some of the things that her mother did, but she picked up a lot of the traits. And she looked up and she found that they were in a homeless situation, and then she was in an abusive relationship to keep a home, you know. And a lot of times as you know, professional people, you know, we holding on to the wrong things, like good fancy cars and appearances. And it takes a lot to walk away.
It does.
It takes a lot to have the courage to start over. And I know God gave you that strength. And now it's like you're just running with it.
And the thing is, I'm going to give credit to somebody else in the house, BJ, because, yes, I don't even know how I became Facebook friends with him, but his first video that I saw, it was speaking on taking that jump. That was the very first one, I think it was.
Okay,
and that
BJ.
really inspired me because I was like, and I think I sent you a message, but I forgive you because you didn't respond. But I told you, I said, please pray for me. but no. No, but seriously, you know, when I took that jump to step out and literally walk by faith, God knew everything that was going to happen. He knew the proper season, the proper time, the alignment. I just wasn't ready. And he was waiting until when I was ready to expand, like you said, expand me. And, you know, sometimes in my family, they make comments and say, well, you're all about the numbers. You're all about the followers. It's not about that. It's not about the branding. It's behind what the branding brings.
Exactly.
And so my purpose with my branding.
You got the bell. You hit the bell. Looking at me. Like,
Gerri took the bell.
do I want to hit the bell?
The purpose with the branding is to actually, one, to bring glory to God. Everything I do is my focus is to help build somebody else. I mean, the day that I was denied to speak at this church, I didn't get upset. I didn't get angry. I didn't get bitter. I was just like, okay, God, then, and you know what? I had two professional counselors because I went and talked to somebody. Because I was like, I was broken, and it's okay to go talk to somebody.
Yes.
And, you know, and they said, you know what? Maybe that was God's protection because you don't know when you showed up what would have happened. Yeah. You know, if you would have went. And maybe that's what God was wanting to do. And that platform that the arena, because it was in my hometown. It was in my actual hometown. So, but then this happened where you asked me to come on the show, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because this is the season, this is the timing, and you never know. And the night after that, somebody had inboxed me and said, Robin, I need you to pray for me. I'm in a mental abusive marriage. And she said, for so many years, and I need the courage to jump, to take that leap, to get out. And I was like, so I gave her motivation, and I prayed for her right there. And I even went and did a live video about it. Didn't say who it was, but I was like speaking because you never know who you're going to impact. Share your voice. There's so much. God told me years ago, because I didn't think I had any gifts within me. I didn't think I had entrepreneurship in me at all. And God said, but Robin, I've given you a voice. Use it. I didn't know he was going to put me on this platform. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to stay behind the scenes. I wanted to work in the green room, serving in the church and helping build people. I did not want to come share my story. And for despite what people think, I'm still nervous. Y'all were sitting here holding my hand. I'm still nervous to share my story. But I know it serves purpose, and I've got to be obedient to speak the truth. You know.
It does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And see, that's the thing, and that's the whole premise of the I Am Enough talk show, because we have to realize that it takes all of us to make all of us grow. You know, and that we all have a story, we all have insecurities, we all have fears. But the I am enough, it's you recognizing that you are enough to push through all of those situations and all those circumstances and all those fears that held us back and have us hostage. Because like you said, pit to purpose. That's like your story is from a pit to purpose. And like what Tina said, like your brand is more, it's bigger than your logo. Like your brand is bigger than your logo. And that says a lot because our brand is everything that you do. That's right. It's everything that you connected to. It's all the people that you spend time with. That's your brand. So you have to be careful when you moving in certain directions. And you probably wasn't supposed to go to that. They might have stoned you at that church if you would have went. I don't know.
They said people were going to show up and deny my testimony.
And be mad, So, but here you're safe. you know, and we're going to take good care of you. And guess what? We're also letting women know that you don't have to be the cage bird. You can jump. You can take your time. You can prepare to move and be safe. And then guess what? Your family, your children, and all them, they'll come back around. They'll come around. You know, they'll come around. Trust me. You just keep being obedient. And you keep following your heart. And they'll all come back around.
And it definitely is a faith walk because, I mean, the expansion of things that's happening in my life, I never dreamed. I'm living my childhood dreams. I've always wanted to be a writer. I'm actually writing for magazines now.
You writing everywhere.
I did. I mean, I've always wanted to be a food blogger. I'm a food blogger. You know, I've always there's so many things. I'm actually, I never dreamed about acting, but I'm going to be in 2 short films next year. And guess what they are? One is a domestic violence one, and one is a romantic comedy. So I'm really excited.
I can see you in both of those, especially that romantic comedy.
It's a white woman. I'm not gonna give it away too much, but it's a white woman who falls in love.
Not a black woman.
It's a white woman.
You playing a white woman?
You playing a white woman? When did that happen?
She's gonna play white woman. I just want y'all to know.
Oh my goodness, really? They let you? How did you?
You got that accent?
I know I got some with me.
Okay,
We're trying to figure it out.
Okay,
But I fall in love with a black African man, and it's not who people would think it would be. But I despite all odds, I make it work, and it's wonderful. So it's great. It's crazy how, you know, God just opens up these doors if you're willing. And the thing is, one of the writers for one of them, the one that's not the romantic, the other one, he actually has a story. He witnessed abuse of his mother being beaten when he was a child. And so it's amazing how God will just line you up with people to be that encouragement for you.
That's right. Guys, we have run out of time.
I still have more to say.
We have literally run out of time. So I want everybody, y'all got mics over there still. So real quick, you got 2 seconds to tell people where to get in touch with you.
Facebook. She said 2 seconds.
I did.
BJ Bowman on Facebook, BJ_Bowman1 on Instagram.
Michael Anthony, MYKO Anthony on Facebook, and Michael Ant, MYKOANT on Instagram.
Born BORNSTAR 916 on Instagram, and KUTEMUPKE on Instagram as well.
On Instagram.
No, ma'am.
What the heck? Okay, Tina B. Hashtag TLA anywhere on Facebook. And you can find me on Instagram, TLAMGMT, TLA Management.
You got one half a second.
All right. Okay. I'm Robin Shockley with Focus Forward Robin. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram. My email is r.shockley18@gmail.com. I'm always looking for sponsorships for my Focus Forward Robin show, which will be aired live Monday night at 7 on the Regina Sunshine Global Network.
I'm Chimia Hill-Burton. You can reach me on Instagram and Facebook as author Chimia Hill-Burton.
I'm Gerri Savage-Aldridge, and you can reach me on Facebook, or you can reach me at Gerri7328@comcast.net.
Awesome. I am Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen, and you know you can connect with me on all social media platforms, Wanda D. Hollis. And also I want y'all to go check out our Instagram page at IamEnoughTalkShow.com. We come here every first and third Sunday at 7 o'clock inside of the wonderful, beautiful Status Network building, and this is the Manifest TV station. We're going to come to you next in 2 weeks. We'll be right back here. So I want you to always remember that you are definitely in charge of your destiny. You are enough, you are enough, and you are enough. And don't let anybody tell you that you're not, because if they do, they are lying. So remember, you are enough, and we love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peace, and bye for now.